What's up? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be talking about my process of getting diagnosed with PCOS. I waited a long time to share this personal information with you because it's something that's really close to my heart, and it's a topic that is hard for me to talk about, especially because it has to do with my health. So I just want to say this video isn't to make anybody feel sorry for me. I'm making this video for educational purposes, for support, for motivation, for any women that are going through what I'm going through. I want this video to be here to help them, to let you guys know that you aren't alone in this, and also to educate those who think they may have PCOS. So before we get into today's video, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you would like more information on my PCOS journey, make sure that you leave me some comments down below. Okay, so I made a list of my PCOS journey because I want this video to be as direct as possible. I tend to go on tangents, so I'm going to try not to do that in today's video. Okay, so me and my husband have been together for 6 years. We've been married for 2 out of those 6 years. I'm 27 years old and my husband is 38. So far, we have been trying to conceive for 6 cycles. So it's still pretty early on, but luckily I was able to get into the doctor and get diagnosed with my PCOS. So now I'm going to jump into my symptoms. So a little backstory on me. I had been on birth control for 6+ years. Since I got with my husband, I hadn't been on any birth control. Me and my husband just weren't ready to have children. After we got married, we were like, we're gonna be together for about 2 more years, and then we're going to start trying to have kids in 2021. I begged and begged John that I wanted to try in December, thinking that I would be different, and because you know, we weren't trying to have a baby, I thought I would be one of those lucky ones to get pregnant the first time that they try. So John agreed with me and we tried, and that month I didn't end up getting pregnant, which I was like, okay, that's fine. Before that, I had been telling John that I wanted to go to the doctor just to make sure that everything was okay with me and that I was able to get pregnant. But John was like, you need to calm down. I'm known to be a hypochondriac. So my husband was like, you need to calm down. Let nature take its toll. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. You don't need to go to the doctor. You're not sick. And I was like, okay, fine, you're right. So January comes, and I'm just looking at my notes to make sure that I don't forget anything. January comes, which was my official month of trying to conceive. I will say that for those 6 years that I wasn't on birth control, TMI, mom, if my dad's watching this, make sure you tell him to go to another room or something. For 6 years, me and my husband had only been doing the pull-out method, and I will say John's pull-out method is pretty strong. So or maybe I just had PCOS this whole time and I never knew. So we had been doing the pull-out method, and we started in January, and in December I didn't want to use any OPKs. I just kind of wanted to wing it. If it was gonna happen, it was gonna happen. And then in January, I bought a pack of OPKs off of Amazon, and the box came with, I think, like 40 OPKs and like 10 pregnancy tests. So that month I started testing with OPKs, and I literally started after my period because I didn't know when my period, I didn't know when I ovulated. This was my first time ever doing any type of OPK. And I started, I believe, on cycle day 6 or 7 because my period is normally 5 days long. So I started testing morning and at night, you know, AM, PM, AM, PM. So then I started getting into cycle day 21, cycle day 22, and I had joined many groups on Facebook of the trying to conceive journey. So women started getting their positive OPKs around cycle day 14, cycle day 16, maybe cycle day 17. And I was just not getting a positive OPK, and I became like OCD with that, and I never got a positive. And then I kind of somewhat got like a positive on cycle day 21, and that whole month I was still baby dancing, and it just didn't happen. So then cycle 2, I didn't use any OPK because I ran out of them, and I just didn't want to do that to myself. It was a lot of stress. I was just focused on getting a positive OPK, and it just wasn't fun. So cycle 3 came, still didn't get pregnant. Cycle 4 came, still didn't get pregnant. And at this point, I was already starting to get desperate. I know that there have been other women out there who have been on this journey for 7, 8, 9 years. So I told myself I needed to calm down. I'm very impulsive when I want something, and I knew that there was something the matter with me. Like, I needed to trust my instinct, but I was like, I need to calm down, and I kept trying. Cycle 5 came, and at this point I was like, John, there's just something going on. I need to go to the doctor. I'm not going to forget about going to the doctor until I go. So he's all like, okay, we'll try one more time, and at the 6-month mark I'll take you to the doctor. So cycle 6 comes, and what do you know, I still don't get pregnant. And at this point I was like, that's it, let's go. So I went to the doctor, and I was at the end of cycle 6. So to me it was like the perfect time to go to the doctor, because I needed to do my test cycle days 2 or 3. So everything just played out perfectly. I went to the doctor. I told him, you know, I have regular cycles, they're 5 days long, my blood is regular. What else? I had been off of birth control for 6+ years. And when I told the doctor all of that, he was like, it seems odd to me that you've been trying for 6 cycles and you haven't gotten pregnant, given that you've been off of birth control for so long. So he's all like, I would like for you to get some blood work drawn. I will say, I think this is very important information. I do live in Mexico, so I'm not sure if it's going to be the same for those of you who live in the United States. But in Mexico, I just went and I said that I had been trying for 6 months. I mean, I could have lied and said I had been trying for 12 months. They're never gonna know. I knew that there was something the matter with me, so I wanted to get my blood work drawn. And I wanted to get my blood drawn, and I needed my blood work to be seen. So I went and got my blood drawn, and my levels were high. I think I had more testosterone, and my, what's it, hold on. So I had very high levels of prolactin, and then I was so desperate, I even had John go and get a sperm analysis done. His sperm analysis came back low, but he says it was because of stress, because he just didn't think that that was the case. But I feel like that's what all men say. But John's sperm count came back low. And then I went back to the doctor, and he saw my blood work, and he's all like, I would like to do an ultrasound on you. So I agreed to that, and we go to the doctor, and I was very nervous. When it comes to health, I don't ever play around. I take that very seriously. So we go to the doctor, he gives me an ultrasound, he sees my uterus, he's all like, you have a really great uterus. After he looks at my uterus, he's like, okay, so now I'm gonna insert it a little more, because it's a vaginal ultrasound. He's all like, I'm gonna insert it a little more, and we're gonna see your ovaries. And as soon as he hit my ovaries, I don't know what I'm looking for, but there was like a moment of silence, and he moves the little stick to the left, and I see one of my ovaries, and like I said, I don't know what I was looking at. I saw like a little ovary, and I was like, oh, how pretty. And then he goes to the left, and then he's all like, well, you're not getting pregnant because you have cysts on your ovaries. And at that moment, I was like, oh my goodness. My heart dropped. I wanted to cry at the doctor's office. I held it in. The whole room was just silenced, and I could tell that the doctor was just like really serious. So it made me feel as if, you know, my PCOS was pretty severe. And so I started asking him all these questions. He asked me if anybody on my dad's family had diabetes. I said no, my mother has diabetes, although she fights me on this because she's like, I got diabetes after I had your little sister, but she still has insulin issues. So it's hereditary. I may have it and my sisters may have it, and they may not even know about it because the symptoms aren't there, you know, like you literally have to go and get seen if your symptoms aren't that severe. So I'm gonna insert a picture of the ovaries. Sound and everything, and honestly, it was a healing process. At first I was disgusted with my body, I was angry, I was in denial, I was going through so much, and it was reflected on my channel because I just didn't want to post any videos faking that everything was okay in my life. Like I couldn't. And after that doctor's appointment, my doctor prescribed me with metformin in the morning and at night. So 1,000 milligrams or whatever it is, mgs. And then he gave me some type of like special folic acid for women who have PCOS. Again, these medicines are in Mexico. I'll post a picture up here so that you guys can see the medicine that I was prescribed. And if you're interested, you can research and see what, you know, medicine that was in the US. And then he said, if you'd like and if you feel comfortable, we can do 3 rounds of Clomid. So he explained to me that you take Clomid for 5 days out of your cycle, and it's supposed to help with ovulation. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the nitty-gritty of the Clomid because that's going to be in a second video. But basically, I had done all my research and I was kind of iffy if I wanted to take it. But when you're desperate and you just really want to have a baby, you are open to all types of possibilities. And I was like, okay, fine. So I agreed to take Clomid, and I'm here now at this moment in life. And I'm doing it, you know. I'm on my round of Clomid right now, and I've been writing down all of my symptoms and all of that. Aside from taking the Clomid, I've just tried to focus and heal my body. I completely changed my diet. If you want another video on that, make sure you let me know in the comments. I changed my diet. I focused on just healing my body. I've been working out and just processing. For the first few weeks, I didn't want to share Jonathan. I admire him for this because Jonathan is always able to share, you know, his news. He's never shy about it. He always just tells anybody who he cares about or anybody who he just feels like opening up to about whatever his issues are. And I'm kind of more personal in that way. I didn't want anybody to know. I feel like there's so much social views on having a baby. Me and John have been together for 6 years, and I know many people are waiting for our pregnancy announcement, and the time's only clicking. And I just didn't want anybody to know. I was ashamed. I told my family about it, and they were just like in shock. They never thought that I would have PCOS. I mean, everybody's in shock when they find out because you never want that to happen to you. But you'd be surprised how many women actually have it. It's actually something common. So it's just something that I didn't want to share, and I slowly started opening up, and now I'm here at this point where I've accepted it. I have it, I have to live with it, and there's nothing that I can do about it. I just hope that I can heal my body, and at some point in my life I'll be able to have kids, but right now that's not where I'm at. Right now I just need to focus on healing my body, focus on school, focus on going to work, focus on my YouTube channel, and just keep doing things that make me happy. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope that this video helped anybody out there. Just remember that if there's something that is giving you that instinct that you need to get seen by a doctor, I 100% recommend you do so. If you don't know what to tell your doctor, or you don't want to share that you haven't even been trying for a year, you just want to run those tests, I would just ask a doctor to do an ultrasound on your ovaries. That way they'll just see the cysts and, you know, it'll be over with. So like I said, I hope that this video was inspirational, motivational. I'm here for anybody who wants to talk. If you guys have any video recommendations, please make sure you leave them down in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up, share this video with somebody who may have PCOS, and I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Bye guys.